Well, a defensive line commitment for Florida State in what has been a very, very busy weekend of official visits just before the dead period. Alongside Michael Langston, senior recruiting analyst for Warchant.com. My name is Tom Lang, and you can see at the bottom of the screen right there, Michael, this is a big get. This is a 4-star defensive lineman, 325 pounds of mass, and a young man named Kevin Wynn. What did Florida State just land with this commitment?
Massive, man. If you're gonna land any position, Tom, for me, it's defensive tackle. And we thought that Myron Charles would be one that they land before they land Kevin, but they got it done with Kevin Wynn. Georgia had been pushing hard there, but FSU's had the longest standing relationship. Great defensive tackle, great pass rusher, uses his hands very violently. It's a guy that's going to fit really good into everything you're doing. And I know FSU fans are going to be really excited off this one just because of the position and the covetousness of that position. This is a position that I felt like they really needed to nail, going in with this official visit weekend with your Charles or Wynn. And if you can get both of them, man, that's a phenomenal situation for FSU. But I think just a great top tier talent guy that can certainly help you even in his early first year because of that pass rushing skills.
Yeah, again, Michael, this is an athlete, not just a zero tech that's going to plug. This is somebody who can flash his athleticism in the defensive interior. You had talked about this, and you just kind of hit on it, that of the defensive segment groups that you needed to have a little bit of momentum, it was this particular group. So is this a moment for Florida State where momentum begins to be established? Kind of like you were teasing. Yeses are coming, folks.
Wave starting. That's the way I look at it. Wave starting. It's a great start, and it's a great start at the position that you covet the most. So I think adding a guy like that certainly gets the momentum going. Yes, we do expect more coming, certainly from this weekend, and then guys that have visited officially in June. But they needed, I said this before the weekend started, they needed somebody to really get their week started of momentum because they haven't had a commit since like January. So I think adding you to that and just finalizing even the guys that are already committed, I think is a big deal, but just adding more to that picture. And then you add one at the most coveted position, in my opinion, for FSU in this cycle with Kevin Wynn. It's a massive development for FSU.
Yeah, once again, you can see it on the screen there. Taking a look at the RPM, that was as of this morning, Sunday morning. You see Georgia at the top of the list. You see Texas on that list. Florida State outduels a program like Georgia, a program like Texas for this level of defensive linemen. Our Matt Lasser caught up with Kevin Wynn earlier today, and he dropped the news on the reporters, and they said, wait, what? You committed? Here's how it sounded over in College Town this morning.
What's a decision timeline looking like for you?
Oh, I just committed.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was going to be my next question, but there we go.
So, why'd you commit?
Hey, it felt like home there. I feel like I fit right into the defensive scheme, especially on Coach Hagan. I know he ain't going nowhere because, he been here 30 plus years. But, they run a 4-down front. They similar to where we play already. So, basically, I'm going to be doing the same thing I do in high school, but, on a different level. That's pretty much it.
Did you have a feeling like you were going to commit this weekend before you got here, or was this did this weekend solidify your decision?
I was going to wait till, later on. But it just felt right. Yeah.
Can you walk us through who you told when you told them? Was it today? Just now?
It was probably 10 minutes before I came in. Yeah, when I was in the meeting with Coach Norvell, we were just talking.
What was Coach Norvell's reaction like?
Oh, he was just shocked, surprised. He was just happy. Everybody was happy. I was happy.
And that was a cool moment with Fuller right there. I'm pretty sure that's when you told him.
Yeah,
how was that? What was that like?
Great, man. Everybody, electrifying, man.
All right, Michael. So Florida State gets a big yes there. Thanks to Matt for the video over at College Town. Oh, you committed. Sounds good. And he breaks down with the chop. It's a big moment for Florida State. Yeah. Tell us what today has been like so far and what you expect as Florida State closes out nearly 24 official visitors.
Yeah, it's been really good. We know some decisions are coming up. Obviously, the big one I think a lot of people focus on is Gregory Thomas, Zay Thomas, 4-star DB out of American Heritage. You have certainly him. You have tight end Hollis Davidson, who kind of, it's like, look, I don't want to give a decision date, but you kind of felt like something was popping soon as well. That's been one of their top targets from the start. I think even Shamar Arnox is one to keep an eye on. So there's several of these guys that are going to have decisions. Josh Petty was probably the best interview for me, Tom, that I did out there. I feel really good about that one as far as, where FSU's at and when he does make that final call. So some of these will be, I'm not anticipating, the day of, as far as the decision, like the day of the last official visit of Sunday, but I do think decisions are coming pretty soon. And I think there's several I could see that have already indicated probably to FSU that, hey, we're coming, but I'm certainly not going to get in the way of their moments. But I think overall a very positive and productive weekend of kind of what I was kind of anticipating of just FSU making a surge going into that, the final summer before you start the season.
So, Michael, before you go, I know it's warm in that car. It's a warm day in Tallahassee, but Florida State recruiting is heating up. I just want to talk about the trenches. Josh Petty, you're right. That interview, I got a chance to watch it this morning. You can find it here on Warchant TV. That kid is the right kind of recruit. He's somebody who's detailed. He knows what he wants. He knows the right questions to ask about the institution that he's going to choose. Michael, when he said that Andre Otto was the host for this visit, I thought, okay. All right, because Otto, different cat as well, like very academics, family, these types of things are important. He just happens to be a 5-star. So what did you make of that particular interview? And it sounds like August is, at least for now, the timeline for his decision.
Yeah, really, really good. I think, I guess the interesting note that he touched on a lot was his sister already going to FSU. She was one of the best recruiters, I guess, this weekend. She was on the visit with him. But I think even beyond that, I think there's a connection with FSU that just feels different when he's here. There's a special personal connection. Like if Josh Petty wasn't a 5-star offensive lineman and he was just going to FSU as a student, I think he would feel very comfortable that this is a place that he wants to be around, a place that he's very comfortable with as a student and as obviously a football player now. But I think overall, I think FSU nailed exactly what they wanted to on this trip.
Josh Petty saying, I've seen better business schools, but the entrepreneurship school is very good. Allow us to be entrepreneurs for a moment. Use code FSU1, FSU1 at warchant.com for $1 for 2 months of access to warchant.com. We've got you covered head to toe. He's Michael Langston out there stadium side in Tallahassee for this official visit weekend. He's the senior recruiting analyst. My name is Tom Lang. And once again, hit the like button underneath the video. Florida State lands a trench monster, 325 pounds, who was perhaps thinking about Georgia. Do you like that? Subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. We'll talk to you next time right here on Warchant TV.